Hello my turtles, and welcome back to another video with me, Foxfoot Crafts. Today's video I am going to be showing the process of a commission poster that I had. Let's go ahead and hop on over. I am starting off this piece by using my tablet to go ahead and get a digital sketch. That way I can adjust, edit, and get it just the way I want it before moving on to my markers. Once I get the digital sketch completed and the way I'm happy with, I will go ahead, print it off, and trace it over onto my Bristol board paper. I will go through and tape off about 1/2 inch around the entire edge of the piece to give it that crisp edge. Then I will go through and trace the sketch onto the Bristol board. When we're done with that, we'll move on to coloring. As I'm sure you've already guessed, this piece is featuring Agumon from Digimon. Agumon is a Digimon that has a lot of yellow to him, and instead of just coloring it one shade of yellow and being done with it, I decided to be a little extra and go through, and I picked out 3 really nice yellow shades that all kind of work together, and decided to even try some new stuff on this piece. I don't know why this was the piece that I decided to be so extra on, but I definitely had to go through and cut a lot out of this video and do a lot of time-lapse speed up because it took quite a while. Whereas if I had just gone with one shade of yellow across the whole thing, it probably wouldn't have taken as long, but it probably wouldn't have looked as good either. So please stick around to the end. Check out the final piece. It ends up looking really great with all the different choices. This piece was a commission piece by a fan that met me at the Zone. They came into the Zone during one of our events. I got to meet them, do a sketch card for them, and they liked my art so much that they reached out to me later and commissioned me and asked me if I would do this piece for them. So really love when that happens. It's very affirming as an artist. You know, it can be nerve-wracking to kind of put yourself out there and to make art in public, post your art in public. Correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like a lot of artists struggle with this. Like, not only are we very judgmental of ourselves, but we are concerned that other people are going to judge us. So to kind of put myself out there, and whenever I do these events at the Zone, it's always a little nerve-wracking. And then to have fans, that reach out to me later and tell me, hey, I got to meet you at the zone. I'm really enjoying your art. I'd like to commission you. Again, it's very affirming, and it really makes you feel good and kind of tells you that you're doing the right thing for yourself. So I cannot tell you how much I appreciate commissions like this. And especially with somebody who is as socially anxious as I am. Every time I work an event and I'm out meeting people, I'm very anxious, nervous the entire time. And so to know that other people do enjoy that, it's just a really good feeling. So thank you so much. Once I got my base colors down, I had it in my mind to try outlining the piece in something other than black. I've seen where other artists have done really, really pretty work with yellow, especially things that are coloring yellow and having the outlines in shades of blue and shades of green. And I really like how that worked. So I thought I would get out my colored pencils and try outlining in blue colored pencil. And the amount of time I spent drawing and then sharpening and drawing and sharpening, it was getting really frustrating. I don't know if it was the Bristol board as well, but then my colored pencils wanted to smudge everywhere. It might have been this particular brand of colored pencil. So I was getting frustrated with that at this point. But at that point, I'm like, I'm already in it for this. So what am I going to do? And I had to try to figure out a solution to that. Again, that blue just really looks good against the yellow, really helps everything to pop, but my gosh, I cannot tell you how frustrating it was to do this. And so then I figured, okay, I'll kind of pull some of the colored pencil into the piece to add some shading, and it still was just giving me trouble. So then I tried markers. And I figured, yeah, I'll go over it with markers. But something about the waxiness of the colored pencils and the alcohol in my markers, it was giving it this high gloss that I thought, no, I can make it work. It's fine. But I wasn't 100% sold on it. And I think throughout this piece, as I kept adding the lines, I'm at this stage, I'm kind of in denial. Like, I'm telling myself, yeah, this would be great, and continued to work from it, even though it was giving me this gloss, even though it was kind of changing consistency throughout the piece, and I just kept trying to make it work. The blue shading that I added, I really like. So like the blue colored pencil on top of the yellow as just little low light areas, really like how that looks. But just not quite sold on those blue lines. And I'm still just here trying to make it work for me, get to a point where I was 100% satisfied with it. And it's not terrible, but I still wasn't 100% sold on it. The colored pencils on top of the alcohol markers has a really nice look to it. I think the problem comes in when you try doing the markers on top of the colored pencils, which in hindsight does make sense. Decided to go in and add some other colors for our shading. So besides using the blue, I'm using kind of a mahogany brick color just to give it a little bit more depth. Can't stress it enough. If I had just gone with a basic Agumon where it was all one simple shade, then yeah, this piece would have been much quicker. But I wanted to make this a little extra. I wanted to try some new stuff. I wanted to give it more depth. And I think the commissioner appreciates it as well. I also wanted to use some of my neon gel pens. I feel like neon is probably something that works really well for Digimon. They are, in fact, digital monsters. When I think of neon lights, I definitely think of kind of digital-esque feels. So, yeah, using some neon gel pens as well. I never get to use these on pieces, so this was kind of a bonus for me. I really enjoy these pins. I just don't get to use them all that much. I think the neon orange kind of salmon ink is probably my favorite. It looks really good against the yellow, and with that blue outline, it's just really vibrant. If anyone has any pieces that they think would look good with this gel pen, please let me know, because I feel like it's an underutilized color, and I sure would like to use it more in my pieces. Had to pull back out the light board to very lightly sketch out the background. decided to stick with blue since I'm doing the blue outline and it looks so good with the yellow. Decided to add blue to the background around the Pepper Blast. So going through and laying that color down as well. Now, on the topic of Pokemon versus Digimon, I very much have the Road to El Dorado thought on it. You know, like, why not both? Both are good. As a kid, I feel like maybe this is a maturity thing. Like, you always have to have it like one or the other, and forbid that you like both of something. You have to have one or the other. And so as a kid, I was very much Pokemon is the best, Digimon is nothing. And then as I got older, I watched Digimon, and I actually watched it in Japanese, subbed, and watched it subbed instead of dubbed, and I feel like Kids WB really left out a lot of the heartbreak and emotion. I think they were going for more of a, you know, fun, cutesy, like lots of little jokes, dialogue, but watching it in Japanese with subtitles, like there was a lot of heart-wrenching moments in Digimon that maybe if I had been exposed to that as a kid, I would have enjoyed it more. I just remember being a kid and being frustrated with a lot of the nerdy little jokes that they would say. I also really love a lot of the Japanese voices in Digimon. They're so cute. So yeah, I am a fan of both. Anybody who is, you know, oh, this one's better, this one's worse, this one, no. I enjoy Digimon. I enjoy Pokemon. I really enjoy them both. So now I can, without any hesitation, say that I do like the Japanese Digimon way more than the US dubbed Digimon. I like the voice acting more. I like the dialogue that was kind of lost in it, and so I do enjoy that more. So that I like both. Hopefully, if you're someone tuning in, you like both as well, or you can, you know, you're a Digimon fan. I hope that the Digimon fans are not trash talking Pokemon too much. But yeah, I like both. So that answers that kind of question. I got this piece to where I thought I was completely done with it and still wasn't 100% satisfied on the lines, and figured I would try something else again. So I moved on to postcodes, which are an acrylic paint-based marker. Unfortunately, I did have some kind of problems with my camera and ended up losing a lot of the footage of me going through and coloring that in. And then again, because I can't just leave anything alone, decided to add a little bit more to the background of the blue. I gave it a little bit more of a gradient. It just, something about it was not hitting right. So I just had to add a little bit more and was really satisfied with the additions. This piece has been an absolute roller coaster, just trying all kinds of new things, new shading, new lining, lots and lots of new things that I decided to try here, but ultimately got to a point where I was really, really satisfied and really glad that I tried all these new things, because the piece turned out phenomenal. And after signing, I will go ahead and scan it in and show y'all the final product. Here he is in all of his glory. I love how this piece turned out. I think it looks amazing. The colors look great, the lines look great, everything turned out really well. So I could not be happier. I'm glad that I tried all the other stuff. Even though it was a lot of work, I'm glad that I did it. As always, thanks for tuning in to Foxfoot Crafts. Bye!